Good morning. I'm so happy that you guys are all here checking in on this online hackathon Hack the Virus. It was a little bit later than expected because we had some technical difficulties. I'm sorry for that. But how are you doing? Did you have a good night of sleep? Did you hack? How many cups of coffee did you already have? On this online sharing moment, I will first share some fun facts and then I will leave it up to Justin. And Justin will do a Ask Me Anything with two mentors. And the special thing about these two mentors, they are experts in the medical field. So please stay tuned. But let's first start with the fun facts and the updates. As of this moment, there are 700 people enrolled in our Slack. So I think that's amazing. And even if we dug into this a bit more, we see that there are more than 17 nationalities. So 700 people, 17 nationalities. So let me pick maybe one letter. For example, the N. So we see in our Slack people from Nicaragua, New Zealand, Nigeria, and the Netherlands. Let me do this again. Maybe with the letter S. I see people with the nationalities, for example, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Scotland, Slovenia, Spain, and Switzerland. How amazing is this that we are all coming together now to see if we can find a solution to the COVID virus and all the difficulties that are ahead of us? Okay, so we have 700 people enrolled in the Slack, 70 nationalities, and as of this moment, there are 7 countries where there's also a hackathon. No joking, there are 15, but 7 was maybe a better number. No, there are 15 countries as of now where there's a live hackathon. For example, Kosovo, but also Madagascar and Albania. But now let's see what we're heading to. Today, tonight, there will be an important moment at 7. There will be a pitch training. The pitch training will be done by our international renowned David Beckett. He will be there at 7 and he will do his pitch training for 1 hour. And after that, please stay tuned because there will be on Slack a one-on-one pitch training with other pitch specialists. They are our mentors. So please stay tuned for this afterwards. And why is it so important to get the most out of this pitch training? Because, of course, you want to be in the best state of preparation for tomorrow. Because tomorrow at 3, there is the deadline. So, what is the criteria where the judges are looking for? Already, Nick yesterday mentioned it briefly. It's the first of all, it's the problem and the impact. 2, the design and the technical aspects, the originality, implementation, the business model practice. So if you want to know more about this, please go to our website. And then we also got some questions. Okay, the judging criteria are more or less known, but how long is the pitch going to take? And what do we really need to actually deliver? So the pitch will be 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And then what do we want to deliver? What is expected of you to present at the deadline? Do you want a pitch deck or a concept or a minimal viable product or a platform? Well, we are aiming for you to make a prototype. And this means aiming because we understand that it maybe is not possible yet. But the further you are, the better, because we're really looking for projects, services, and products that can be rolled out soon. Because the virus is going soon, so we need solutions soon as well. And the more you can do, the better. But of course, we understand that 100% building is not possible. To end off with a funny thing, we know you're all at home and we would love to see where you are. So please take a picture of yourself and share it in our channel, #selfietime, because we would love to use these pictures maybe later on. So please do that. Enough about the updates and the fun facts. And I would now love to give the word to Justin. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Linda. So hello, everyone. We have had some amazing mentors join in with the hackathon and really kind of help you out. I hope that you all feel like you've gotten some help. We have over 90 mentors that went into the mentors blurb channel and posted what they how they can help, which is kind of cool. And they've also gone into all of the challenge channels and kind of tried to help out the teams that they would be able to help out. So we're very, very happy to have some amazing mentors here. And now we're going to go and do an Ask Me Anything with some amazing mentors as well. And you'll be able to ask them some questions. I've got some questions for them as well. But if you have some questions, please post them in hashtag questions for mentors in that channel, and the questions for mentors channel, and then we'll be able to ask them here live on the live stream. Now, in front of me, I have the amazing Shanti van Hoog. She is a public health and innovation consultant for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Wellcome Trust, and the WHO. And we also have the amazing Elsmeke Hakenits, and she's a business developer at Sanquin. And Sanquin is also involved in several fundamental research initiatives involving COVID-19. So I'd like to check in with them. And let's start with Shanti. Shanti, how's the hackathon been for you?
Hi there. Hi. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you on setting this up so quickly. It's really amazing. And when I heard of it, I was like, of course, I'm signing on because this is great. And it's also very interesting for me because I'm working on a global level with some of these organizations on innovation overall, and really also thinking now about how we can do everything we're putting in place now with this crisis for something more sustainable for innovation. And I think that's a very interesting thing. And it's really interesting to see everyone rally around new ideas. But I'm also trying to pick out for myself, like, how can we use all the energy we're gathering now and all the knowledge we're gathering now to have a bigger place for innovation and bigger funding also for innovation from all sectors, public, private, and philanthropic in the future. So this is something I'm going to take away for me and for my work, looking at all the amazing work everyone is doing. So it's great to see also everyone starting up so quickly and groups being formed so quickly. And I think there's also people really organizing very well, already putting like, what do we have, what do we need, and what questions do we have? So I think that's amazing to see. And so I'm really excited.
That's very cool. And another question for you. So you're advising the WHO and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Wellcome Trust, that sort of thing. I mean, what kind of advice are you giving them at this point in time when it comes to COVID-19? We'd really like a sneak behind the curtains of what goes on there. If you can share, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I can of course not share everything, but what's very interesting is, of course, is that as you know, Bill Gates has been advocating for pandemic preparedness for a long time. Already in 2015, he said something is coming and we need to be prepared. And overall, there has been a lot of neglect about these things. Like even with Ebola, we had a vaccine candidate many years ago that was never developed because there was basically no commercial interest, and then it came back to us. So we're really working towards like getting better awareness around pandemic preparedness, and now of course also being able to have set up new funding models, so pooling a lot of new funding from the EU, from different partners for new innovations, for vaccines and other tools. Really developing costing models, gaps models, and to see what has to be invested, what advocacy needs to be going on, what messaging we need to be doing around the world, and also how we can set up new models for innovation for the future, but also for now. So that's a lot what's going on. And then there's, of course, a lot of investments in vaccines at the moment and a lot of trying to develop medicines from molecules we have already identified. So there's a lot of universities working together with pharmaceutical industry to really pull thousands of molecules and see what could actually be a viable treatment.
That's really amazing. I'm looking forward to maybe not the vaccine for this COVID, because I think we're probably too late for that, but hopefully for the next one. Is that a realistic thing? Something that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation would be interested in rolling out potentially?
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. And I think that's the main point, is really learning from this how to be better prepared in the future. So that's, I think, for everyone also to think about what you're doing with your initiative. Think about how you can, make a case for innovation in the future as well.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Shanti. I'd like to also get to Elsmeke. Elsmeke, how's this hackathon been for you so far?
I think the same as Shanti. I'm really amazed and surprised how almost 1,000 people are working on this from all of all around the world. It's amazing to see how you set this up in just 1 week. From my experience in a quite a big organization, this is, well, when I proposed such a thing, they sent me home, I think. It's for me a big learning opportunity as well, and good to see the amazing skill sets of everybody combined together, resulting in cool new services, products, well, whatever you can imagine. Yeah, that's really cool to see. Yeah.
And I'd like to dig into your employer and what kind of cool things you guys do there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So I work for Sanquin, and Sanquin is a Dutch healthcare institute. We have a big research organization where a lot of fundamental research is ongoing. We try to translate that into new cool products, development, services for treatments and diagnostics for the COVID-19. We also do an epidemiological research together with the RIVM to see how the virus is spreading all over the country. We are collecting convalescent plasma from people that are already cured from the virus to treat moderately ill patients to prevent them to go to the ICU. And we are also working on some curative treatments as well. So there are actually several aspects in the pathway where we're trying to make a difference.
And can you detect in people's blood if they've already had the virus?
Yeah, if you're using a PCR test, you can see if a patient is infected on a personal level, and if the antibodies are formed a bit later. So if you use an antibody test, you need some weeks to really discover this with an antibody test. So we're trying to do that as well. And the challenge is, sorry.
Oh, go for it. Sorry. That's the challenge.
There is to make the test as specific as possible, that you really detect the virus you're looking for. And that's one thing we are coping with also.
That's amazing. And so you're helping out, but what are you hoping to get out of this hackathon?
Well, I think it's good that there are so many disciplines collaborating together. And I always see a big value in interdisciplinary research and collaborations. Pharmaceutical, everybody is coming together, startups from all different disciplines. And I think that's amazing. We don't have that within our company. So I see a lot of potential there for new insight from new industries, from different industry, different people.
Now, everybody that's in this hackathon is really hoping to contribute something and really help out, just like you're helping the teams to then help with that. Now, you're both in the medical space, and you talked about some of the challenges with doing some of the tests, but I'd like to know from both of you, what are kind of like the challenges that you see in the medical space, things that potentially our teams could help out with?
Well, what I see as a big hurdle is the time that is needed to develop a treatment or a vaccine, and the regulation side of that. So that will be difficult to just solve that in one weekend. But I think we can already think about innovative ideas how we can improve this. But you see also that the regulatory bodies are swifting a bit. But yeah, I think that's a big challenge.
And Shanti, same question for you.
Yeah, I totally agree with Elsemieke that is very difficult, and that's something that will also make this crisis take quite a long time. So I think what the teams can do now is thinking about those timelines and thinking about what could be the solutions now. So where are the shortages, like in protective gear, of course, the ventilators, these kind of things, but also a lot around education. Like we need new people to help in the ICUs here, but not only here, of course, also in the countries we're working in, refugee camps, etc. So thinking about how we broaden the workspace because there's a shortage in healthcare workers and there's a shortage in protection. So that's definitely a couple of very important points. And then there is also what is very important, also if we ever get the vaccine, is of course equal distribution. And I think that accounts for protective gear as well. So how do we make sure that these materials get where they need to be? So distribution is definitely also a very important thing, of course.
And Shanti, you also have kind of more of a global view on this. How do you see the COVID-19 virus affect different parts of the world differently?
Well, of course, it has a lot to do with healthcare systems. If you see now that our healthcare system in the Netherlands is even having quite a difficult time dealing with this, you can of course imagine what that will be like for different healthcare systems in Africa, or if you imagine only places like the Gaza, where it's also not safe. And people that do not have a safe home or are not able to self-isolate or wash their hands. And this is, of course, a great danger, not to the people there alone, but also, of course, to us. So, I mean, we're now so connected. So even if we were be able to curb the crisis with our current measures or stricter measures, yeah, with globalization, it will come back to us, and that's what you already see happening in Asia, where they'll be able to lower the cases quite drastically. But now they're seeing a new uptake in cases. So we have to collaborate as a world together and ensure equal distribution of tools. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get rid of this.
That's, I mean, somewhat scary, but also somewhat kind of amazing that we now have to learn how to work together and help with this. Are there some good signs that you're seeing that this is actually going in the right direction, or is it all, just doomsday?
No, I mean, it's definitely going into the right direction. I think we're seeing globally, of course, that there is a realization that this needs to happen. And I think that's for everyone participating in this hackathon as well. Very interesting to think that your solution is, of course, not only Dutch, or you can think quite broadly because the whole world is engaged in this. And that's actually a fascinating and an interesting thing. So it will be very interesting to see what change this will all bring to us. And let's all contribute for that to be a positive change.
That's amazing. And Elsemieke, what are kind of some of the things that you'd like to see on a local level in the Netherlands? Some of the things that you're hoping for?
Well, I think it's good if we have insights in the epidemiology of the virus, how the virus is spreading. I think that already helps a lot. Also to see how many people are affected and really have symptoms and really got sick. But I agree with Shanti. It would be amazing if we can expand what we're doing in the Netherlands all over the world and to help as many people as possible.
I really like that. Some friends of mine started coronastatus.nl as a public, or sorry, as a open source project. And instead of just keeping it as a .nl, they started the French version and the Norwegian version. And since it's open source, everybody can just, localize their own version and really go with it. And I really like how we can kind of, as a community, not just focus on the stuff that we're doing, but see how it could help other people as well.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, like, what kinds of teams have you been helping out, and how have you helped them out? What kind of questions are you getting? I'm super curious.
Well, usually the questions are very specific. So unfortunately, I don't always have the answers, but it's about protocols, about getting funding. It's really broad, about validation of their minimal viable product. A lot of different questions. But that's also nice, I think.
That's really true.
Yeah.
And Shanti, how about you?
The same, quite specific questions. So around distribution of tools, around educating medical staff, what the greatest needs are there, around the needs in refugee camps to ensure medical education there. So that is very specific medical questions at the moment.
And we're not supposed to reach out to medical personnel since they're all super, super busy. What are some of the other things that we should keep into account now? I mean, the whole medical profession at the moment is shifting heavily and becoming really, really tough, something that was tough before, but now even more tough to be in that space. What are some of the things that we should keep into account in our day-to-day lives or with this hackathon when it comes to medical personnel?
I think what is great to see is that a lot of the solutions are geared towards alleviating their work a bit, their workload. So I think that's really great. So it seems like a lot of people are already thinking that way. How can we make sure that their work is like easier, being done automatically? So I think that's very important. On my side, I am checking in with a couple people in the hospital now and then to answer some of the questions of the teams with people I know who are off this weekend, so they can definitely help with some specific questions. And I think, I mean, generally, I think I think interesting about this whole crisis is, of course, that these essential professions have been neglected for a long time, especially nurses and, of course, also teachers and everything. So I hope there will be a bigger realization how important these people are. And I think it's very respectful of all of you not to reach out to them directly, but definitely happy to contribute through the connections I have.
Thank you so much. Elsemieke, do you have one final word for our teams, some encouragement you'd like to wish them?
Well, I'm keep on going this amazing stuff. I'm really surprised, and it's so cool to see. Keep on going the good work, and I'm very curious to see all of the solutions tomorrow evening. So get some more coffee and keep on going.
And Shanti, how about you?
No, exactly the same. I think all of you, also the organizers, because I think you're working really hard. So for all of us, definitely thinking about the larger picture. So think about your own project, but how it fits into the world, and how we make sure that with all that we're doing in our daily lives, but also in this hackathon, how we ensure that there's a greater space for innovation in preparedness against these pandemics and overall to solutions for the world, I think. So keeping that in mind.
I love it. Thank you so much. And to the teams also, thank you for putting in your hard work. The organizers, of course, putting in their hard work as well. And I really love that I've seen quite a few teams kind of help each other out as well, where it's like, maybe you won't win, but the team that you helped out will win, and then we'll all kind of win in that way. So since we're all working towards this combined goal. So thank you so much. Get back to work. Hope you had a nice little break, and I'll wish you a lot of success. We're going to do another one of these AMA sessions at 4 p.m. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.